Hello everyone, welcome to Lab 6.5.10 from DevNet Associate course from Cisco. This lab is about exploring the evaluation of password methods. We are going to check or how the passwords can be stored in a plain text or by using a hash. Here in this lab we have actually more than 3 parts, as you can see here, but as you can see there are 6 parts in this lab, not only 3. However, it's all about how to use how to save passwords in a plain text format or by using a hash. So let's get started. In part 1 we have to start this virtual image in the background, and in part 2 how to demonstrate the application. So I'm not going to demonstrate the application because I'm going to install or to create the application here in this video. So I will skip part 2 and let's move forward and start with part 3. Let's bring this one here so we can control both the command line interface and the document. So in part 3 we need to install packages and create a web service. So here we need to open Visual Studio, and from open folder, and we need to go to the security and we say OK. And as you can see here, we opened the folder here, and then we need to click on this one, and here we need to add our code. Okay, so from terminal we are going first to install some packages or modules, and to do this we need to open a new terminal. You can do it from here, or of course you can do it from the command line interface, the one that we used to work with it. So let's follow the tutorial and let's do everything according to the tutorial. So here what we need to open a new terminal. Here as you can see we have it here now, ls, and here we have this file. It's okay. So let's see what package we need to install. The first one, we need to install pyotp, which is pip3. Install this package. It's already installed and is satisfied. And then we need to install the Flask, and we already know this module, again pip3. And it's already there. As you can see, the requirement already satisfied, so that's cool. And now we need to import libraries to this file. So here what we need, as you can see here, we import this module that we just installed, and we also have SQLite 3. This is database for username and password, this module, and here we have hashlib. This secure hashes and messages digest, and here import UUID for creating universally unique identifiers, and then here from Flask import Flask and request. We already know both of them, and here we call that we assign the app variable with the Flask name. Here we are going to be sure that we use 2 underscores before this, so because this is a special variable, and then we assign the name of the database to test.db. Okay, so let's copy this one and let's put it here. And the next step, we need to create a local service. We already did this before. If you remember in previous videos, we have here the decorator for the route, and whenever the user will reach to the route, it will be like will return or will get welcome to the hand-on lab for the evaluation of password systems. So here, this is like the service we are going to use. So here we have returned welcome to the hands-on for the evaluation of password system. It seems nice. Let's see what we need to put more. And then of course, let's check if the name is the main. We give the host with IP address 000 with the port 5000 and SSL context ad hoc. So here, as you can see, the purpose behind this SSL context ad hoc is allows you to turn an application over HTTPS without having to use certificates or when using a self-signed certificate. So here we are going to use HTTPS, and to ensure that there will be no issue or error or we don't need any extra certificates, we need to assign this here in this SSL context ad hoc. And this is according to the, of course, the application and the models we are using. Okay, so let's do this also. I need now to save this to the password evaluation.python, and to run this file we are going to use no hangup or no hup, and this keeps the process running even after after we close the terminal. It still be running, and the and sign makes the program or the process running in the background. So first let's go to save it. And then let's run this program. But we need only to have this command from here. And as you can see here now, this is what we have, which is exactly the same message here. So as it's now running in this service, so we should see the file in the directory. So let's check it together. And as you can see, this is the file here. Let's open and see the content of this file running on HTTP. Press Ctrl C to quit. Okay, so this is the output of the file. So let's close this one here, and let's open a terminal. And when you open the terminal, as you can see, it's already in the same directory. And now let's check if the server is working correctly. To check the server is working correctly, we are going to use the curl -k. The -k here is important because it's, as you can see, allows the curl to perform insecure SSL connection and transfers. Without putting this -k option, you will have an error message says that's SSL certificate problem. And then after -k, we put the IP address and the port number. So let's check here. As you can see here, welcome to the hand-on lab for the evaluation of the password system. And then, of course, we are going to continue. Then we need now to stop and kill this process. So to kill and stop this process, because it's running in the background because of this and the AND operator, or the AND sign. So we have to kill and stop this this process. And to do this, we use the command pkill and then minus f full force and then the name of the file we want to stop. So let's do this together here, and as you can see here now, the process is stopped, and let's returning back to terminal in the Visual Studio, and you can see here is terminated. So okay, so let's return back now to keep going, and now we are going to see how we can store the username or passwords in a plain text format. So what we need to do, of course, we need to delete this one, and we need to add first actually three functions or three snippet or three lines, three parts of code. The first one is about storing username and the password in a plain text format and using HTTP post method. So here we have the route and we have sign up v1 and method post as is mentioned here, and we define a function, and then we have a connection with SQLite create connection DB to the file we created, the database I mean, and here we have the connection cursor, and then we execute like this function here or this method, and then we connect our commit. And as you can see here, we need to return sign up success when everything is fine. So let's do this here. Let's copy this file or to the file. We also need this. Now let's check the indentations because it's a big problem. Okay, and in the second part we are going now to append this code here, and this is to verify that the new account to verify the new account credentials. In the third part we are going to use this one to during each login attempt to read the parameters from an HTTP request and verify the account. So here we are going to check the parameters from about the username and the password and check them. If they match, then login success. Otherwise, invalid username and password. Okay, so let's also put this one here. Okay, so it seems okay. Put this one in the same line. Let's try to run the file. Oh, we forget we have to put this line also at the end. Okay, as you can see, the file now is running, and now let's try to put some data according to this one. So as you can see here, we need the minus k, we know why, and we need also minus x, and we post and here for minus f for a username. The username is Alice, and minus f password is this one, and to this website. And as you can see, here is sign up v1. We are calling this function which was here in the beginning of this code, this one. So let's try to do this. We should receive sign up success. Okay, so let's try to copy this one. Again, we are copying from PDF file. As you can see here, we have sign up success. And now I'm going to press up, and then I will check. I'm changing the password here. So this is about sign up, and now we are going to verify the login. We are going to use the same, but here we put a login. Actually, in the login here, we are going to use this function here from the second part, which is about login. And in case if it's successfully, we should see login success, and we should see this because we already added this user. And you can see here we have login success. And for alias, for Alice, we also have login success. Let's now put any name. And as you can see here, we have invalid username and password. Okay, so now let's kill this process. We don't need to continue with this, and we can see now we return back or the process terminated. Okay, so now let's check the file test.db. Of course, we can use the terminal here, and let's say, for example, we need to check the content of this test.db using cat, and you can see here we have username and the password m1 and so on, but we are going to use an application here to check the username and the password in a more elegant way. So to do this, we can go here and we can select all applications. Let's do it one more time. We go to application and then all, and then starts. They are alphabetically ordered, so it is DB browse for SQLite, and here you can see this is the GUI of this application, and then open database. Let's navigate to this file. Then let's open it. We can see here we have username and password in a text format. Here we have username and password again, and let's browse that, and you can see here this is the username, this is the password, this is the second username, and this is the password according to the code we just created. Okay, so this is about plain text or storing passwords in a plain text. What I'm going to do now, before moving forward and dealing with part 5, which is about password hashing in Python, I'm going to save as a new file, and then I'm just call this one hash. So I still have the one with the plain text, and I will have a hash file here. Okay, so I'm going to now continue working on this file, but as you can see, this is a hash one. Both of the files, the plain text and the hash, will be in the description box. Okay, so what we are going to do, first we need to delete these two lines from the end of the line, and then we need to append these lines of code again. Okay, let's do this. So since we are going to put this two lines at the end of the file because it's very necessary, so I'm going to push it down here and start working here. Okay, so what we need to put this here. And the final part, we need also this one. Then we need this one as well. So here we are also checking the login. If it's okay, if it's matched, we have the login success, otherwise we are going to have an error. Okay, after appending this line here, we need now to save this file. As you can see, this file is password evaluation hash, and then let's run this file. Let's try to put some data there. Let's see what data we should put. Here we have also the same line, but as you can see here we have v2, and this is for like adding sign up. Here we have also sign up, and here we have also sign up, and then we have login. Okay, so let's do this with this form here. I'm just going to copy paste this to a file to get out from this situation of copying from This is from a PDF file, and as you can see, this is from last video. Over. Now it is one line. Open a new terminal, and here let's try to put what we copied from this here. Sign up success. So let's see what we need to put more. We need now a username Alan, and I'm going to keep the same password. So here we need only to change the username from Rick to Alan. Also sign up success, and we need the third one, Dave. Also sign up success again, and now let's try to do the login, and I'm going to copy this line here one more time to this file. And as you can see, now we have login, login success, because we already have Rick. We also have Ellen, but we are using now wrong password. So let's do this, or we are just keep Rick. We change the password here. Invalid username and password here, as you can see in this application or in this example. For Dave, and should be login success as well. Okay, so let's terminate this file here. Just let's kill the process, and remember the file is not the same, so we should change the file name to be hash. And the process is terminated, as you can see here. And now let's check the username and the password using this application. Okay, let's check the application for all, and again here, open database, go to the security folder, browse data, and you can see here now we have the 3 usernames, but here we have a hash in the table. Okay, so this is a review of the final program, and I'm going to put the 2 files, the hash and without the hash, I mean the plain text, in the description box. Thank you, and see you next lab.